What's up, guys? So initially I wanted to do a different video today. I wanted to draw with makeup. That didn't really work out that well. Basically I don't know who to draw with makeup, so in the future maybe one day I will draw with makeup. But it's already Friday and I thought, okay, I still have to do a video, so I thought, why not do the video that I tried doing 3 times, which didn't work out. I hope this time it does. But yeah, so here it is, guys. What tools to use for beginners. First of all, I'm really sorry someone's like outside cutting his lawn. I don't know, it's loud. I hope you can still not hear it. But yeah, it's pretty loud. Thanks, buddy. Also, I just want to make clear that everything I'm covering right now is only things that I have used in the past, so I don't know everything about all materials. So I'm just gonna cover the thing that I know from my own experience. In this video I will also only cover the things for beginning, so nothing to color, nothing to ink, only sketching stuff and what to choose. Alright, so let's just begin. Now first off, the paper, of course, very important. If you don't have paper you can't really draw on anything, so as a beginner I would really just choose printer paper. Like really normal, thin, cheap printer paper. It doesn't have to be sketching paper or anything for beginners, like who cares, just use normal printer paper. I would also say maybe some sketching paper if you're more into some higher quality paper, which is a good thing. I mean, I use sketching paper, but only if I really want to do like a drawing, like a real drawing, not just the sketch, like just normal sketches. I would not use that too much. The difference between the two already I can say, sketching paper has more tooth to it, which is nicer to draw on, but also eats up your pencil faster. So just have a sharpener with you or use a mechanical pencil, whatever you want to choose. But I like both, but really it just really eats up a lot of pencil. Also, don't forget the sketchbooks. There are so many different sketchbooks out there. I can't really cover like all of them, but just know that sketchbooks with a real back on it are always harder to draw on. If you want to sketch in a sketchbook with like a real back and like the pages are in there, you can't take them out or anything, I would recommend you only drawing on one side of the paper. The reason for that is lead, whenever you draw on the back of the paper, your lead is gonna get traced onto your other pages, and even if you put like a piece of paper between those so it doesn't get transferred onto each other, there's still going to be some lead going off of it, so you will never, like, it will always look weird. Your drawing is always gonna look nasty after that. So I'm not a huge fan of those sketchbooks because you can't really take out any kind of pages. If you're like super good at art, you might want to take those, but again, this is a beginner's thing, so I don't know if that's really good. Or you can just say, okay, whatever, I don't want only good drawings to be in there, I don't care. I just put everything in there, whatever I'm drawing right now. Then that's fine. One thing you can also do, which is really fun, which I did, is to take a binder, normal school binder, and hole punch. You can get like these really flat ones. Maybe look on Amazon. I don't know how they're called exactly. I got them at the dollar store, so that's really, or maybe at an office store, I don't really know. So basically you can put all the paper in the binder, which is making a good sketchbook. The printer paper is a lot wider than the sketching paper, so that's also something you want to keep in mind, like what kind of a tone to the paper you want to have. There is also tone paper, there is all different papers that you can use, but if you really want to just sketch because you want to learn how to draw, I would recommend you using just normal printer paper. Next up is of course the pencil. I mean, you can't really sketch without a pencil. Now, there are so many different kinds of pencils. You have so many possibilities to sketch with, and I'm just talking about normal pencils right now. You can choose between mechanical pencils and normal pencils, first of all. So a lot of people are like, well, it's the same. Others are like, oh, I cannot sketch with this, I cannot sketch with that. If I have to choose for just a normal drawing where I just draw someone totally normal, portrait maybe, I would draw with a normal pencil, like wooden pencil. If it would be like a panel for a manga, I might go with a mechanical one. So the pros and cons for those, just really, when you're using mechanical pencil, which my problem was for so many years, I would push on the pencil so hard. So even if you're using printer paper, the mechanical pencil can indent your paper pretty badly, which makes it impossible for you to erase it. And even though you erase maybe the pencil, there's still gonna be a dent and you will not be able to draw correctly on it. Then you also have to choose for this size. There's 0.7, 0.5, and I even heard about 0.2. And there's also a way bigger size, I think it's 1.5 or something. Then you also have the option with harder pencils, lighter pencils, whatever, just that's something I can't help you with. I personally like a little softer pencils more. I mostly use HB. I've seen a lot of people having their mechanical pencils and like some have like really thick ones or really small ones. So that's also something I can't help you with. You have to decide it for yourself. So now that we have our pencil and we used it, we have to sharpen it. So let's talk a little bit about sharpener. Many different kinds, many different brands, many cheap ones, many stupid ones. Don't buy a cheap sharpener. That's one thing I can tell you, like right now, it's not worth it. The blade is probably not going to be sharp enough, like it's fun, they're cute, whatever, but they're not gonna be good for sharpening. Of course, there's always gonna be someone who's gonna be like, well, I bought a cheap one and it was really good. Sure, good for you. Sharpeners I can recommend to you are those little metal ones. Those tend to be really good. Just go in an art store, maybe ask someone there if you can try it out. Like, if you take a pencil from your own, like bring a pencil maybe that you're not gonna be too bad about it. I don't know. Like, don't go there and be like, can I try it out? And you sharpen all their pencils. Like, I don't know if that's too good. I don't know if they're gonna find that cool, but if you take your own pencil with there and say like, hey, can I try these out? Maybe they're gonna be cool with it. How to choose a good sharpener. If you don't know, oh, is this one really sharp or not? If you don't know how to know if they're sharp or not, there's an easy way to know that. It's just you sharpen it, and if the shredding stuff, like the stuff that comes out of it, if that's one single piece, then your sharpener is sharp. If it's multiple pieces, it's not. So if you have one big sharpened kind of a snake thing, then your sharpener is good. Otherwise, you can also go, like, you have your sharpener, it's fine, but it's not sharp enough. You can go look online, maybe you find somewhere where like someone explains you how to sharpen the blade, or just buy a new blade if you really want to keep that sharpener. Otherwise, go buy a new one. They're really not expensive, so whatever. And then there's of course the electric ones. I haven't used an electric one since elementary school, so I don't really remember how good they are, but I do use like a crank handle thingy, which is also really good. What the hell is that? I don't know if you can hear this, but that was like a really weird noise. You done yet, buddy? I don't remember what I was talking about. When you use one of those, they're gonna sharpen it longer, so if you're into that, just, I find it harder for my colored pencils because they tend to break really easily, just really annoying, which you can see in my speed paints, like my lead constantly breaks when I sharpen them, so that's something I'm not a really big fan of. Maybe try and sharpen it with a shorter angle, like instead of being like this, it's gonna be more like this. I don't know, try that out. It really helps the lead break less, but for a normal pencil, you can use those ones, no problem. But since we're not talking about colored pencils or any coloring material, just, you can use it, okay? I just want to throw something in here about a specific sharpener from Faber-Castell. Faber-Castell is a genius brand and I really love all their stuff. Like, I can never go wrong with any of their things. They're really good. I can recommend them. Sadly, I have to say I cannot recommend this sharpener. I just don't like it at all. The materials used in it, it seems really cheap to me. It's not really sharp. Just the container itself looks like it's gonna break in half any minute. So I'm like not into this one, honestly. Now that we have all these materials down, the only thing that is still missing is the eraser. So erasers are, I think, like one of the most hardest things to find a good eraser. Everything depends on how you draw. Do you have a light hand or a heavy hand? How do you erase? Like what kind of paper you use? All these factors depend on what eraser to choose. And I sketch a lot on these cool sketching papers or on printer paper. I use the Faber-Castell, like this pencil shaped one, which I really love. The first time I got this, I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna try this out. And I was fangirling for a week about this because it's really, really good for what I need, for what I use it. If you have a heavy hand and you want to draw on sketching paper, it's a good choice. If you have a light hand, it's still a good choice. If you have if you sketch on printer paper, not so good choice. Because I find it hard to put down the paper, hold it down so it doesn't crinkle up. I still really like this eraser and I wouldn't choose another one over it, but I still find it hard for it to crinkle up. I don't really sketch just for fun or anything. If I sketch, I do a drawing out of it nowadays. If the sketch is like crinkled up or like the corners are bent, like I don't care. I also don't like really soft ones. I have a Faber-Castell one that is soft. A lot of people have this one. It's like dust free. It's not dust free. First of all, like there is no such thing as an eraser that is dust free. It's always gonna make little boogers everywhere. It's still gonna do that. But for me, it's just, I don't like soft erasers. I have used soft erasers so much and I just don't like them anymore at all. And I never really did. You can't even erase really with them. They always like bend in all directions. It's like not fun. I don't like it. Then of course there are these pencil erasers, I'm gonna call them, where it's like a mechanical pencil but there's an eraser inside. When you buy one of these, I really need to tell you this, do not buy cheap erasers. You have to have hard ones for this because you're like, oh yeah, it's nice, I'm gonna be erasing with that, it's gonna be cool, no problem, I can erase small pieces with this. You can't, because the eraser is too soft, it's gonna go everywhere. It's not gonna be fun. You're not gonna be able to erase a single little piece with it. You're gonna end up erasing way more than you intended to, so not really, like, choose a hard one. I've also seen erasers that are electrical erasers. Basically, you have your little eraser inside, and then you push a button and it turns, so you can erase apparently small pieces. Again, one thing you should not go with to erase your things is fun erasers. They do a job, they erase something. If you have a super light hand, maybe, I don't know, it's your choice. Again, all these things are my opinion, my knowledge. I'm just telling you what I know. Yeah, that's pretty much it with the basic materials. One thing I want to say is, you see me sketching or you see my sketches, I sketch with blue first, so that's something you can add to your sketches. But as I said, this is like for the really beginning stuff. I did not sketch at the beginning with blue. I only sketched for like about a year now with blue pencil. Some people are like, what is it for? Where to get it? All these questions. What I use it for is just to distinguish the line. Because as you can see, I just trace my art afterwards. And it's lighter. The blue is just not as dark as the lead, so I kind of don't see the blue as much when tracing the artwork. I use it for guidelines. Like, I draw my guidelines with that. I draw the details in with my lead. Backgrounds with red, and anything like special that I should not forget about, like in any other color. Mostly green or any other colors, really. Where to get them? Basically, mine, like, I don't know if you have this at home too, but like, I had like this huge bucket of pencils, like colored pencils, a lot of colors, everything in there, really old stuff. Once in a while, if I need a blue pencil, I just take one. But if you don't have this and you only have like your normal colored pencils and you don't want to use that blue to sketch because then there is no blue left, right? You can just go in an art store, go there, and you can probably pick your colors yourself. So you just buy a blue pencil. That's it, guys. Let me know what kind of materials you like best. If you haven't already, subscribe. It's free, and I make videos every Friday/Saturday. If you want to see more of me, go check out the description. There's links to my Instagram and my Twitter. Yeah, other than that, I hope this was helpful in any way. Yeah, I wish you a beautiful night, and I'll see you next week. Bye. 'Cause it's realer than love.